Yo people, welcome back to Lion in the Room, episode 11. You know how it is, I'm your host Leo, and I have to introduce my boy K.
Hi guys.
Well, yeah, that's my boy K.
Hi guys.
Lion in the
right.
Room. Things have been okay. So we're gonna get into it because you already heard the laugh. We got a special guest, aspiring, I'd say musician, big lover of music, and I can definitely tell you she's got a lot of genres, so she can't even pick her favorite. Here's Faith. Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good.
Nice. Yeah, of course, life is good, you know. The thing about this podcast is like we always give our guests, I would say, like a moment to loosen up, introduce yourself. But I want to ask, how was it prepping your mind, you know, getting ready to be on a podcast? I remember you did say that you have, you know, been able to speak in front of a camera before. So what's it like?
Yeah, I mean, I think podcasts have really become quite a big topic and a lot of people are trying to do it recently. So I do watch a lot of podcasts in my spare time anyway. So it was really exciting to be invited to kind of speak on one, especially about myself and about something I'm really passionate about. So yeah, I just listened to even more podcasts, checked out yours, obviously, and yeah.
You gotta tell us which ones would you say, not really your favorites, but which ones have you been looking at?
I like Madam Joyce's
All
podcast.
right.
She really she interviews a few of my like favorite Afrobeats artists.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoy that. And there's one that used to be called Behind the Scenes, but then now I think it's called Uncut Podcast or something like that, and they share like loads of crazy dilemmas.
I think I heard about them when they were behind the scenes, but I didn't know that they changed to Uncut.
Yeah.
What would you say you kind of like what do you like to hear? You know, what's the tea you like the most when you hear about your favorite artists being on Madam Joyce's?
I think I like hearing their reasons behind the songs.
Okay.
And I don't know, normally their lyrics are a bit cheeky anyway, so I like to hear the stories behind their lyrics because they're normally like absolutely awful and make me scared of men. But
oh no.
yeah,
What about you, Kay? What, you got like a favorite podcast or anything?
Honestly, I think
you don't watch podcasts, do you?
I do. I watch podcasts from time to time. I just think like in terms of what she'd mentioned, you know, Madam Joyce and whatnot, I think the podcast I watch might be a bit more, or I'd use the word chaotic.
Well, hey man, share it.
Like, because a lot of podcasts I watch, they give like some of the worst opinions ever. So it's like a thing of I actually dislike the podcast I'm watching, but I'm watching it just to see like the drama. Like, let me give you an example. You know the Fresh and Fit podcast.
No, I didn't
Exactly.
think you were gonna go
Exactly. Like,
yeah.
I don't agree with what they say on the podcast, but like sometimes I just watch it because it's like, to me, it's like very interesting to see someone who just thinks so far, like from the far opposite of how I think. So it's like, I just like to always learn, you know, people's perspectives. I mean, personally, I think it's not the best perspective, but I just want to try and sometimes reason, like, how do you actually think like this and whatnot?
Yeah.
You know, but I wouldn't say I'm a fan of it, but I just watch it occasionally from time to time just to get some thoughts and views and just see what they think. Because they usually bring up a lot of some YouTubers. So they brought up a YouTuber that I used to watch growing up. His name's Pretty Boy Fredo. I don't know if you know him. He used to do 2K. Oh yeah, exactly. So he used to, but I was really shocked to actually find him there. They even brought on, I think it was Young Don that they brought on at one point back in the day.
Probably, yeah. Probably.
So I just, you know, I was watching
don't
just
mess
to
up
see.
my boy Don's name, bro.
Yeah, nah, Don's cool. We like Don here. But yeah, so I just, you know, I watched it. I was like, okay, I just want to see how they react, and then I just started seeing, you know. But like as I watched them more, I started realizing, okay, I'm not really vibing with what they do, but I just still watched it. But yeah,
that's like you know, watching a horror movie because you want to know why the monster came out of the tunnel. But the thing with some of those podcasts, like the Fresh and Fit, for example, I'm not gonna, you know, start talking about what they do and all of that. But me personally, I've never really sat down to watch a full episode, an hour going through. Yeah. I've only seen, you know, the clips, the things you see on YouTube Shorts and whatnot, and some things are questionable, and then some things will make you think. You know what I mean? But me personally, podcasts that I enjoy. My favorite podcast right now, I think I probably said it before, NBA player Paul George.
Oh yeah,
he's got a podcast. It's Podcast P. And, you know, when I heard the name, I thought it was cringy because, you know, Paul George, like they call him PG-13. Now PG-8 because he's, you know, he's PG-8, bro. He's gone to Philly. He's just hating, bro. He's just hating.
Nah, I'm sorry.
But the whole point of the podcast, yeah, is that Paul George gives NBA players, personalities, celebrities, WNBA players, so like the women, former players, legends, all kinds of people. He gives them the avenue to come on and speak about maybe things you've already heard about. So let's say if he ever got LeBron on, he's definitely gonna talk about, you know, that whole interview where he went to Miami. Do you know that? Do you know that?
The decision?
You shouldn't. You know LeBron.
It was like
I know LeBron.
You know
I'm just not
LeBron?
a massive sports.
That's okay. You are
Okay.
you're in the circle now. You're in the right circle. So something like that. He would then talk about an occasion like that because so many people were divided by it. Some people loved the fact that LeBron went to be on a super team, which was like a very big, great team, which was the Miami Heat, and other people saw him as a traitor because he was leaving his hometown club, literally Akron, Ohio.
Yeah.
The Cleveland Cavaliers were in the same in the same town that he was born in, so it's kind of like a big betrayal.
Yeah,
So
it was this whole thing.
you get to hear different kind of stuff about it. You know, there was an episode where they had Draymond Green. Now, Draymond Green's he's a great player in his right and everything, but he's also questionable. So you get to hear, you know, probably not why he did the stuff he did, but kind of like how he felt towards particular things or how he felt towards people, you know, calling him particular names because he was playing in such a dirty way. Let's not lie.
Yeah.
Like, you know, at some point he played like a dirty player, but that podcast, all I'm saying is that podcast literally, like Madam Joyce, for example, gives you the opportunity to hear the things you're probably never gonna hear, you know, because we're not friends with them, so we can't have those conversations. That's probably the only podcast I watch. So I'm not even like an avid podcast watcher because let's be real, like sometimes people are not very like serious with the podcasts they bring out. Not everyone's meant to bring out a podcast, but it really just depends on the niche, what you're trying to bring out, and hey, everyone's kind of gonna be successful. But it's nice to know that you actually had some experience to do this because we are going to have a good time. People, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you're enjoying the episodes, tell a friend, tell your mom. Because I know a lot of people don't even tell your parents, man. But it's also on Spotify. Lion in the Room. Let's get into it.
So Faith, you're in your third year, right?
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask, so how's uni been for you so far?
Well, she's about to go. I mean...
Yeah.
You're trying to bring up some flashbacks, bro. Gee.
Yeah. I mean, it's been an experience. It's been intense. I'm doing accounting and business, so it's, I don't know, quite an intense degree to start with. And I've got some placement throughout the degree, so it's kind of been weird adjusting to learning a whole degree and working in like the real corporate life at the same time. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm definitely excited to graduate.
Are you part of Henley Business School?
Yeah.
Now, I've always kind of wondered because for me, I'll use this little example. If my parents had put like a lot of money into something, and obviously school, for me, I might deep it a lot and I'd be like, ooh, this is big. Have you ever sat down and felt as though Henley Business School is, you know, a big part of the institution, or like just the fact that it holds its own personality or, if anything, popularity outside the university? Has that ever weighed down on you? I think that's the best way to ask it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is quite it's like one of the top business schools
Top
in
10.
the country. Yeah, so it's quite a good.
Just had to put that out.
Carry on.
It's quite a good place to say that you're studying. I feel like it's like good to be able to studying there in the first place. But yeah, it does make me kind of want to work harder, I suppose. Like you just want to graduate from a good place with a good.
Just get out of there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make some money.
Get into the real world, yeah.
I heard that like things like you know, obviously can't really say what you do in Henley, but it's really hectic. Like, so not hectic, but it's a lot of work. They expect you to be, you know, at the top of your game, like from day one.
Yeah, 100%. There's the accounting exams are really intense. They're quite high pressure. You only really get one go at them. Otherwise you're off the course. So there's
Really?
Yeah, for the ACA exams, you can get one, and like if you fail the retake, you're out.
That is like some pressure, I won't lie.
That is scary.
Yeah, it's intense. So yeah, I've definitely been locked in since day one. But yeah, the lecturers are good. They're like supportive. So yeah.
Of course. That's cool, man. That's cool. What about you, Kate? What was it like for you being in uni?
University. I mean, I'd say, considering we were in uni at the same time, I'd say our university experience was a bit of a unique one, with COVID and all that.
We felt like the main characters.
We really did. We really did. Like the moment we stepped in, it was like they just announced that due to the outbreak of COVID-19, it was like a mass general email they sent to the whole university, everybody included. They said we are going to be stopping face-to-face classes effective as of next week, Wednesday. I remember, so I was just like,
I even remember it was like evening, bro, like probably after basketball or something. Our friend Renee, so she messages me and she's like, I can hear music all the way from Park Bar. You know Park Bar, like the community area and whatever. People are screaming, making noise. And I'm like, I just got an email from the uni. School's cancelled. And she's like, and Renee's very expressive, like glasses on. She's like in a snap, bro. She's like, ain't no way. All right, cool. Like she's gonna go to a party, whatever. Everyone drops their books. Yeah. And almost it's as though it was just like the day after, uni was half empty. Yeah. Almost everyone was gone. And we were the only ones because, like, I guess a lot of us were internationals. I was still kind of seen as an international because I guess, like, my dad was paying with different currency and all of that. But we were there for a good while, eating uni gruel and all that stuff, like, and then after that, everything kind of felt, when I think about it now, people would like to call it, a simulation. I just felt like it went so quick because I didn't go to classes. I never had to leave my room unless I was going out for fresh air or whatever that was called at that time. But it was hard. The parties were nice, but it was hard because, like, we used to have parties in our rooms. Yeah, I used to have a few parties in my room. We'll get people down there, and it's like a room that's like the space of this set. Like, yeah, and we just had people in there. We'd be chilling, we'd be drinking, just having fun because we couldn't have anything bigger. If we had anything bigger, you get fined.
You get a cool.
And if you got fined twice, like,
you get kicked out.
You get kicked out of accommodation.
Really?
I got kicked out. Well, not kicked out of accommodation.
You got fined.
I got fined. No, I got fined, and then I was told that, like, I couldn't come into accommodation for my final year. So, fair enough. Cool. Bro, I had to beg, bro. It was crazy.
I remember.
Oh my days. But uni was nice. It wasn't just filled with bad experiences, but even the bad experiences are kind of funny now. I definitely laugh at a few. There
were a few times, we got upset, but it was all right. I remember because, like, the day after that day that they gave that email, they did that whole thing. I remember walking outside just seeing no one. It felt like Thanos had just snapped his fingers and, like, half the world was gone. And I was just like,
but you were still meant to be in class until the next Wednesday.
Were we? No. I had no classes. I don't remember having
my classes. I can't even remember what.
Unless we just ditched them. I can assure you that's not what happened.
I'll just tell you guys now. My name is John. My name is John Davis. In case anyone is watching, John Davis. Everyone, you can check. But yeah, it was really that whole time of lockdown. That's when I actually got acquainted with what the uni is like. Because normally you'd have someone to show you, but I just had to walk and get lost. That forest up there. That's when I finally just got lost. One day I've walked all the way through.
But that's the thing. It's like, of all the places you went to the forest.
Yes, I went to the forest. I was bored.
The one with the geese.
Yeah, the one with the geese.
You don't like geese either, do you?
Not the ones that chase you. The ones on campus are scary.
Geese are
territorial.
They're very aggressive. Like, they stand posted.
You remember us?
Yeah.
Second year, we were just walking around randomly. We went to, like, the back of uni, and we just saw, like, ducks and geese. You couldn't tell them apart at that point. It was nighttime, so we ran. Yeah. We just legged it. We ran.
One of them just honked and was kind of like standing there. We thought it was gonna move. He was like,
we just ran.
It felt like he was asking us what our postcode was. He was like, "Yo, what's your postcode?"
G checked by geese.
Oh my days, man.
We ran across the field because, like, I was like, I don't want to stand here and see what happens. But
I don't blame you.
Uni was nice. Uni was a good experience. I mean, like, we were definitely able to look at particular things and learn from experiences, but a lot of the times, aside from the fact that we do feel a bit of pressure. I mean, everyone should feel pressure because your ambitions should be big enough to make you feel like it would be hard. You know what I mean? But we just made the best. I guess we made the best out of it because we all graduated and I feel like we're doing good. But there are so many different things to be grateful about when it comes to uni. One thing that I am not, accommodation. Where you live with anyone and everyone. Nah, it's not for me.
Nah. I remember one time I had two flatmates. Like they were like best of friends. Like they were cool with each other. One was in his fourth year, the other was in his foundation year, and they were cool. Like, you know. And then just one day I wake up, you know, I just start hearing shouting. I'm just hearing shouting. I go out to see what's happening, and these guys are just full on fighting each other, like punching each other in the face. I'm like, they broke the door down, and I'm just like, damn, they're fighting again. Like, okay, cool, that's great. You know, it is what it is. I just closed my door because I'm not a superhero. I'm not trying to intervene and all that, you know. And then before you know it, campus security comes. The other guy has to move out. The other guy stays. Then that guy I stayed with, he is the worst flatmate I've ever had out of all my flatmates. Like, so I went to the kitchen one day. The kitchen was in a state of disarray, right? Kitchen was bad. Mm-hmm. It was bad. I go to the fridge to open the door. You know, he has his stuff. I have mine. I've kept my stuff away from his. I just look down and I see maggots all over his stuff. And I'm just like, hey, dude, your stuff's kind of rotting. Could you please, you know, just take it out and, you know, dispose of it as this is a chemical hazard, you know?
Yeah, things like that don't happen over just one day as well. Like, he's got to have noticed it was like moldy before that.
Someone left raw meat in the fridge, open and exposed, and it was there. And I'm not just going to throw someone's food out before someone gets upset.
I will.
And then I'm like, so I just say, okay, dude, at this point, there's maggots. It's leading to your room. The maggots are even going to their father's house.
That's for real.
Yeah. Look, we can't even lie anymore. Like, they're going to your house. You are their dad. All right. It's you. Well, guess what this guy does? He just takes his stuff and throws it on the floor. I'm just like.
Throws the pizza on the floor.
No, everything. Just throws it on the floor. And looks at me like with a smile, like he genuinely thinks like he's done something. I'm just like, what?
That's a psychopath. Why was he doing that?
Like, you know, I don't even know how I coped with that guy, but you know, it's all in the past now. He's gone now. I don't know where he is. I still remember his name, but I'm not gonna say it. You know,
kudos to you, bro. That sounds worse than what I expected, man. Did I ever have terrible flatmates? The best flatmates I had, shout out to my second year flatmates, Archie, Jad, John. You remember them?
Oh, I remember those.
Theo, all of them, bro. That was a nice time because like that time in lockdown, before you actually realize that like you might be depressed, but like it was fun. It was actually cool because like we met a lot of people. We were around a lot more first years, but luckily those guys were really chill. And they were just different. And one thing that I like, you know, I like to be, well, sometimes I like to be very diverse, you know, diverse in the people I meet, diverse in the people I talk to. I don't like to go too far, you know, in the context of conversations, but I enjoy anything. Don't take that the wrong way. But hey, the second year was a good time. What about you? What would you say is like your best and worst thing? I mean, more great things to come, but what would you say is like best and worst thing from uni?
I don't know. I feel like I'll definitely always remember my first year flatmates because obviously like you're just dropped at uni by your parents and then you're just having to live with a bunch of strangers you've never ever met before in a completely new environment.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, we were all extremely opposite. Like one was kind of like emo goth and like things like that. But like, we all got on so well. Like it was so surprising. And we'd go to like one of the bars on campus. We'd go to like their quiz nights on a Thursday and just end up doing really like random stuff that I wouldn't really have expected to be doing with strangers at uni. But yeah, it's kind of good.
I would have wanted to do a lot of things like quiz nights. I never went for a quiz night. Never. No.
I did it once. Never did it again.
There was one, but that was like in second year. No, it was during my year of uni. It was like a little quiz night. I remember when with Ben, Chidi, you and I went to a Saxon court. We didn't even stay there for like the full thing.
I didn't even like the questions they asked.
It was very poor from me, honestly. But I would have enjoyed to go to like a proper one. Like one thing I would have liked to play with charades. I would have liked to learn those little games because those are the kind of things that I saw on TV, but just never played it. So it really just depends on the kind of flatmates you have and how open you can be to trying new stuff. No, go ahead.
It just determines. It's just based on like the agenda of whoever's doing the thing. Because obviously, like everyone wanted to, we would have liked to do a bit more. Do a bit more charades. Maybe do some actual proper questions. But unfortunately, that just wasn't always the case.
We just went clubbing. Yeah, we just went clubbing.
Yeah, we just went clubbing.
Fresh as weed.
Yeah, fresh as weed. I remember on a Wednesday, I checked my account. I saw I was broke. I was like, yeah. This is the authentic uni experience.
It's like that. Mm-hmm. It's like that. Did you guys ever do bingo lingo?
Yeah, no.
I did it once.
Really?
Yeah.
The two of you have the opportunity to teach me that because that actually sounds quite interesting.
I'll let Faith go on first because I'm not sure if I'm thinking of the right thing.
You never played bingo lingo.
I did. I promise. I'm pro.
Basically, he might have blocked it out of his memory.
Oh no.
Basically, like in the main union, they just set up like loads and loads of tables, and then they hand you bingo cards, and you just get really drunk and play bingo.
Mm-hmm. I did this. Yes, I remember.
Yeah,
I did this.
But they actually hand out really good prizes. Like they have like air fryers, TVs.
Mm-hmm. What did you win?
I didn't win anything, but my friend won like a 4-kilogram Toblerone. It's still going, rumor has it.
My friend won a crate of beer that was finished within the week.
A week? I thought you were going to say in 2 days.
2 days?
A crate of beer? Like, come on, that's like what, 8, 6, 12?
No, it was like 16.
Oh, you mean a crate?
Like, a crate, no.
Stuff you see in those Nigerian trucks, bro.
Not 6, bro. Like a full crate, like you would stack it.
My bad.
Yeah, it was finished in a week.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, those are some fun games. Never really tried that. Guess some inspiration for your movie nights. But I'd say like uni was a mixed bag.
Mixed bag.
Definitely, yeah.
Was it a failure? Who knows?
Depends on your degree and if you graduate. Let's take a break. All right, people, we are back. And Faith, now we're going to get into music. We know kind of everyone in the world enjoys listening to music, but you are now one of the few, or if anything, the many people that are playing an instrument. Saxophone is actually one of my favorite instruments as well. I do love me some brass, but you have to tell us, like, little intro, like a origin story. What got you into playing?
So when did I start? I actually started playing the trumpet first in I think year 4 or year 5. I don't know how old that makes me, like 7 or 8. Maybe,
oh wow,
something like that. Yeah. So I started playing trumpet when I was 8. And then so I learned more like classical music on the trumpet, and I still play the trumpet, like more classical music. And then in year 6, so I think when I was like 10 or 11, I started playing the saxophone, and I just found that really exciting. I think because of like Lisa Simpson.
Mm-hmm. Okay, shout out to the Simpsons because she made it nice. Bro, Jazzy was my days.
She made it cool. So that's like, I don't know who I looked up to play the saxophone. Like wanting to start. So I learned, and then like my mum and granddad were always so supportive, like throughout my whole time learning instrument. They always wanted me to be like having lessons in the extra school bands and even extracurricular, like outside of school bands, on both my instruments. And like my love for music just grew through
That's
that.
nice. I bet you have a nice little Lisa Simpson poster. Corner of the room.
I've got Lisa Simpson socks.
Oh, okay.
Not poster, but
that's
socks,
I think that's like 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Tell me, what got you into the saxophone? Now, first of all, I first found it kind of weird as an instrument, nice little slope, but obviously that's for a reason. But as you grow older, you learn to appreciate, different genres and the way things are made. the fact the saxophone is just a sexy piece of brass. I can't
Right,
lie.
it's sexy.
It's just nice, man. Like you should know. Do you know Kenny G?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's all I need to say. That's all I need to say.
Who is Kenny G, guys?
Yeah, man. End of conversation. Get out of here.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm learning.
Nah, but basically, like Kenny G, lovely musician, man.
Yeah.
I kind of know a few songs. You know, he's been with a lot of popular artists as well. I think he's done something with Pharrell and Snoop Dogg. But there was a particular song. My mom and dad loved this song. I can't remember the name, but it basically went every time I close my eyes, something. Oh my days. But Kenny G had a lovely, what would you call those? I guess like a long period in the song where they're just going off playing the instrument. Like, you know how guitars have their little riffs? What would you call that for like a trumpet or a saxophone?
Yeah, I think just like
a solo.
Okay, solo. Yeah, exactly. A solo. So Kenny goes for a solo and it's really nice. It's really, really nice. I'm gonna find the song and I'll put that there so you guys can watch the video and see that I didn't mess up. But it was lovely. It was quite nice. Like, oh my days, it's so nice. I forgot the question I was asking. But why did you move into the saxophone?
From the trumpet to the saxophone. How?
Thank you.
I think so obviously I do mainly jazz on the saxophone, and I think I just love the freedom that comes with it. Like, obviously there's absolutely timeless tunes that come with jazz, all the way from like 1900s to everything like that. So I just really enjoyed listening to those sort of music, those musicians, everything like that. And then I was in a jazz band, and my jazz teacher, he was so passionate, and he really like just made me feel really confident, because also being like a girl in music, that's quite a scary thing. It's quite a male dominated area, and like he just always made me feel like, yeah, I could do this no matter what he was asking me to play. Like, I just felt really empowered. So definitely like the teacher, and then the freedom I felt. I just kept on playing, kept on rehearsing. I ended up being in Hampshire County Youth Jazz Orchestra.
Really?
Yeah, so that was a really like big achievement for me, actually, playing for the county. We've played in the Royal Albert Hall and like other really prestigious jazz places across the country. So I think as you like grow and you're realizing, wow, like really other really famous musicians have played in these places as well, and then here I am stood in the middle of the stage with my saxophone. It really just feels amazing.
Just soak in the moment, and you're just like, wow.
Yeah.
It's really good to know that you appreciate that. But you said that you started playing the saxophone around 11, 12. So you also began to enjoy jazz music around that time.
I'd say, yeah, I enjoyed it at that time, but I properly got into it probably around 14, something like that, when I don't know, because when you're younger, like everything's just like fun and shiny instruments and everything.
Yeah, of course, that is true.
So, yeah, like I did enjoy it, and kind of like maybe some pop songs and things like that when you're just starting to learn how to play the instrument. But I think like once I was really comfortable with how I was playing, then I got like a lot more interested in jazz.
Oh, look. So how's it like now? Because obviously, like, some people are listening to jazz when they study. I listen to jazz when I sleep. Don't ask me how I do that. Like, it's on. Like, nice little YouTube playlist, just cozy coffee shop jazz music. It's on for 5 hours. Spotify's got like a nice little playlist. A lot of times I find myself listening to lo-fi. You know, lo-fi. A lot of people like lo-fi because they say it was great for studying, but there were so many different types and different ways it could be made. And then I realized that they could, you know, clip in anything from a voice, from some dialogue in a movie. You know, lo-fi is pretty cool. But back to jazz. It's really good to know that you learned to appreciate these things, because even if it was just a small interest, look how large it's grown into. Because like, we're obviously going to get into your other performance, but you can really appreciate how you've grown with it, because you're also appreciating the fact that other people before you did, you know, performed or had these musical feats in particular places. It's nice to know, and I really just appreciate, you know, that interest, because I have an interest, you know, in nature, for example. I believe that, you know, the way the world is, bittersweet. It's really bittersweet because with all the terrible things happening in life, we can still sit down. The first thing, that I would tell people, that I tell you to appreciate or even think about is the fact that us as human beings, us as, whatever people call it, the most superior, most dominant species in the world or all that, we can still make, trains. You hear that sound and it still looks lovely when you see a train zoom past some trees and the leaves fly everywhere.
Yeah.
Now that's some dopamine for me, man. I'll just be like, damn, I really just appreciate how creation coexists with what we do.
Yeah.
Because like it's not on the same level, you know what I mean? But it's just nice to look at and to know that you can appreciate music just like how you appreciate ethics, hard work, or even like a well-created project.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's really good. But tell us about your case, man, because this case is looking really, I ain't gonna lie, this case is, well, if I bring it up, it's looking really
looks certified.
Proper case,
Yeah,
it's quite nice.
It's so yeah, that is my saxophone.
Of course.
There you
go.
Okay. Are we doing the unboxing?
Yeah.
This is it, guys. The first unboxing on the show. I'm so excited.
So she's called Selma.
Okay, she got a name.
I was gonna ask actually.
Yeah, it's kind of. There we go.
There you go.
I think it's like a 1890s.
It will be so funny if the camera can't even see this.
I really
Hold up.
Yeah, you
I
guys
really
try
like the
raise it.
interior of the case, like the wool. Like
Yeah.
maybe we should just change our channel and just start unboxing.
Hey, some more. I guess it should be soft, isn't it, to just protect it, because I guess the saxophone can get crushed as well if you're not careful.
Yeah, I've dropped it once.
Oh, no.
And the whole bell. Wait, would you mind holding the box?
Yeah, okay, raise the box up.
Yep.
And then
All right, got it.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's this. It does have like a neck piece and a mouthpiece at the end. But I've dropped it once and the whole bell has just twisted. So that was almost career ending. But
Oh no. How'd you get it fixed?
I took it. I've got a really good repair shop near where I live. So yeah, I took him there. But yeah, it's got like flowers.
Oh, you're looking good, Selma.
Yeah, literally. Hype her up. But yeah. So that's my saxophone.
By the way, guys, this is the interior of the box I was talking about. As you can see, it's quite nice with its wool. Very impressive. It's got a good interior as well. You've got some good cleaning materials just to take care of the saxophone. Yeah, thank you guys today on today's unboxing episode as we look at boxes. And the saxophone is great too.
Yeah, of course. Would you mind playing anything like little tunes while we just
sit down,
put the box down?
Okay, I'm sorry. I just like the box. I appreciate the fine craftsmanship of the box.
We'll be back after the break. All right, guys, we got a special performance all the way from the Lion in the Room studios. Thank you very much to Faith for this. Big round of applause because she's going to give us a nice little performance.
Yeah.
This is why you guys should listen to jazz.
I'm such a fan.
Shut up, guys. That was lovely. That was great.
Yeah.
Big round of applause.
Yeah. Please sign my pet duck. Thank you.
What's your dog called?
Duck.
Great. So that was a lovely performance, first of all. What was the name of the song?
It was Take 5 by Dave Brubeck.
Okay. No, that's pretty nice. It was pretty nice. It felt like I'd heard it before.
Yeah, it felt
so
very
you can
familiar.
definitely know that it's quite popular, but there was a lovely performance. I feel like a lot of people should have, some form of a creative hobby. it keeps you learning. You always learn something new. So you're gaining experience every time you play or you draw or you write, you know. And I mean, stops us from being idle. Hey, little thing there. People say that an idle mind is the devil's workshop. You know, like a lot of negative stuff can come out. But I'm just gonna say again, I really just like the way you appreciate music. But for people like all over the world, we come to understand that music is different based on culture, location, you know, stories, lifestyle, and a lot of tunes can be classified as good music in today's day and age. But we're all different people, so I wanted to ask, you know, a general question to all of us. How would you describe good music to you? And I'll start with Kay. I'll start with you, my boy. So like, you can talk about, you know, any kind of songs you listen to, but what's good music and what do you feel is crossing the border? What do you feel people are doing that is a bit too much when it comes to making songs?
So I'm gonna start off with saying, you know, I feel good music is just music that you're able to, you know, express yourself, like music that you're able to express yourself and people are able to understand and articulate what it is that you are putting out there. Like now, when I say good music, I'm using this as a general blanket term because at the end of the day, people use music to express themselves in different ways. Some people use music to express themselves in what would some would say as a negative light, and it's articulate and people are able to understand what they're saying.
Of course.
So I would use an example. J. Cole. Yeah. Okay, yeah. He's smiling, guys.
You have to big up my boy J. Cole. Yeah. I'm not a fanatic, but hey, when J. Cole made that apology, that was the right thing to do. I'll give you my reasons why, but carry on.
But yeah, with J. Cole, it's like, if you just listen to a J. Cole song, let me pick up a random one. Photograph. I don't know if you remember Photograph came like a while back, like maybe 5 years ago. Yeah, I remember that song. And it was like, it was such a good song. Like, I really liked it because first I listened to songs for the beats because, you know, I don't always listen to every word they say. But with this song, the beats were good. But then when he spoke, I was like, you know, paying attention. Very straightforward, very articulate. You understood what he was saying. You know, he had fallen in love with a woman just by seeing her photograph. He doesn't know who she is. He doesn't know her name. You know, that little bit. Yeah. And yeah, you know, and he just starts going on about how much he's gushing with this woman. And I just really like that song because it's like he's just explaining a very normal circumstance that actually happens to a lot of people. More than people would actually like to admit. Some people can see a picture of someone just really like, I wouldn't say fall in love with the person, but fall in love with what the essence of the photograph is trying to project towards you. So, you know, I give J. Cole as an example. Another example, I'd say Kendrick, you know. I'd say Kendrick as well.
You just calling on my voice, bro. Oh,
you know what?
Big up Kendrick, bro.
Yeah, big up Kendrick, bro. Big up Kendrick.
That's a storyteller.
Yeah, exactly. It's a storyteller. Like he tells a story. Like, you know, he can create a scenario. Another person I'd say he does it, but it's a bit of a different way. I'd say Eminem. Like okay, let me use Stan.
Yeah, okay. Stan was good. Stan was a good representation of a sad story.
Exactly. The message he was giving out there wasn't immediately clear, but you could tell the story that he was telling about a fan who was obsessed with Eminem, and you know, slowly you could see the cracks unfolding, you know, and it's like a way, and the message holds true today. You know, today's society with celebrity worship, stan culture, as they call it. They got stan culture. Stan.
That's actually hitting me now because his name is Stan, and these guys.
Yeah, that is the origin of stan culture. That it comes from the song Stan. Really? Yeah,
my tea's gone cold. I wonder why.
Exactly that. That is exactly where it comes from. So it's like, you know, with that, it's just because back then he released that song 1999? Yeah, it came out on the Marshall Mathers.
I was gonna say 2007.
No. Okay. It came out in 1999. So it's like back then, celebrity worship was a thing, but not as it is today. But the message still holds true today, over 20 years later, and it's like, you know, with something like that, it's just that I'd consider that good music, you know?
Yeah, because of the representation as well. Lovely. How about you?
I listen to quite a wide variety.
I told you she was going to say that.
Yeah, that's like the go-to saying, isn't it? But like, I don't know. It really depends on what I'm doing. Like, I think for me, my main genre is actually Afrobeats now. Like, I think you can listen to it before the club. I think you can listen to it when you're just doing, I don't know, grocery shopping.
It's the best cooking music as well.
I'd listen to it at work. Yes, we're allowed to do that.
How do you focus?
Yeah, you're not like dancing at your desk.
No, like what happens is obviously is like, you know, you can just keep like obviously one ear, just, you know,
of course,
calm
of course.
down, you know, just calm.
Okay.
But not specifically like, yeah, everybody turn on your flavor playlist.
Oh no. No, like you just listen to it, you know, obviously when you want to get down to work, okay, you put pause and then you do what you need to do. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair enough. Me, maybe not for work all the time, but yeah, like I think it's like good for calming down as well. I think more on the like rap front, I listen to it kind of in the gym. If I'm needing to feel like empowered, or maybe if I'm like
pumped, you need to be pumped up and stuff.
Pumped, exactly. Like new PB, like let me listen to some. Like,
yeah. Oh, you be doing personal best as well. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, so like if I need to really lock in, sometimes it's rap. I don't know. It really depends. Sometimes I'm just in the mood to sing, and I'll like put on a bit of like, I don't know, Selena Gomez or something.
Okay.
Yeah, it just really depends on what's going on, what I'm doing. Yeah.
Okay.
That's really good. For me, honestly, like a bit of what you said as well. Music is just there. It calms me down. But I really just appreciate the storytelling. I am a lover of conscious rap. Like, you come out there, you start telling me about your life or about your friend or about, you know, a certain situation that has been, you know, a lot of people would say dropped on them by the system, you know. How do you come out of it? I respect J. Cole for this. He comes out and tells his story, but he's not glorifying the lifestyle because he knows that in that lifestyle, there are so many commas that a lot of people don't talk about. But if anything, when they do talk about it, they glorify it. That's the thing that I don't like. Don't get me wrong. I'm not bashing out people and being creative because, you know, sometimes I come out to say, in an episode with Oge, one of our other friends, I had this statement where I said, you don't have to swear to express yourself more times because there are people that may not receive that well. But, you know, a lot of times you find out that the swear words are the catchiest in a sense. Like that's what people are going to remember. Hardy Caprio, Good Life with One Asen. It starts off with I can't remember. Oh damn, yeah, I've wasted what I was just saying. But either way, like there are particular songs that kind of lose the meaning when they are when they're either speaking way too explicitly. I'm not gonna enjoy a song about how many people you've taken off, you know, the census. Like it's not really my taste, but some people do enjoy those things. But it brings up the question why someone enjoys that, you know. Are you really listening to it? Fair to you, like you can listen to beats and enjoy it, but then everyone is different. Some people would end up listening to lo-fi or listening to just instrumentals, you know what I mean? But I feel like the lyrics are very important as whatever you hear going into your ear. If it's not coming out, then you're going to remember it. And if you're going to remember it, don't you think it's going to become a part of your lifestyle? And hey, this is just me thinking, but my mom's also kind of always said, be aware of what you let into your mind. You know, it's the same thing with other stuff, but even music as well. I ain't trying to be a downer. You can enjoy your music, however, I mean, live your life however you want to, but do not easily allow particular things in while you are being, you know, I guess serenaded or you're just enjoying a good time. Be very wary. I might hear someone, there was a song I was listening to that was great until I heard him say, dancing around with some crazy voodoo. I just felt off, you know, that's just me. What? And I just skipped the song and like, I just feel like there are particular things that if I hear it, I'd kind of pause. So if I've paused, I might as well just change it because I'm not really going to enjoy it anymore. But enough of the bad. With the good, the storytelling's lovely. You mentioned my boy J. Cole. I'm going to continue from there. There are so many songs Johnny P's Candy. Obviously No Role Models is a very chill one. You know, Bandwagon. That's your favorite song. There's so many more. He brought out this song, recent song, which was like a clap back to the Kendrick and Drake beef. It's called Port Antonio. For some reason, it's not on Spotify anymore, but check it out on YouTube. If you are ready to listen to everything J. Cole's saying, it doesn't really matter if you support how he came out of the beef, but he said everything there. He started talking about how he said, well, people clown him for it, but he said he went to war and came back with all his brother's blood on him. Like, so they had that beef, you know, Kendrick and Drake were talking about some wild stuff. Oh, Drake, you got a daughter they haven't told anyone about. Oh, Kendrick, you got small feet. That's actually what he said. You know.
I remember, yeah.
Something about a size 7 man's something after saying some rubbish to Rick Ross.
You know,
but then he went a bit too far, brought some stuff about his family, you know,
I remember.
and different things. So different shots, particular things that like in a gang war, you know, it's a fight. You know what I mean? So Cole comes out and he's so lyrically versed where he can explain something metaphorically, but if you're really ready to listen, you understand it. Another person is Joey Badass. That's another person that, you know, just in his
big
name,
up Joey Badass.
Joey Badass is a lovely
Badass.
guy.
Yeah.
But then I'd go back to saying he doesn't swear like crazy, but you know, some people, I guess in the older generation might hear a particular name and they think, yeah, this guy's not gonna speak to me. Like, well, am I badass? Like, no one's really gonna find that interesting until you listen to the song. I listened to his song Devastated and it was lovely.
Yeah.
He had another song called American Idol where he was coming out to speak against, I guess, you know, the wrong in the country, but that is speaking with your voice, you know, and you're still able to enjoy it. Don't play conscious rap in the club, like no one's gonna respond to it greatly anyways, but storytelling is something that people should really sit down and appreciate a lot more because if anything, you will get a bit closer to your favorite artist, knowing that they're able to resonate with you on such a level. It's nice, man. Music is so nice. You got like a favorite album, or let's say 3 favorite artists, because no one really has a favorite in this world anymore.
I don't know. You put me on the spot. I don't know. I think. Well, when you're like talking about lyrics, I think. Everyone says it, but like I agree. One of the best UK rap artists lyrically is Dave. It's like
you know,
yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. You're not gonna say anyone else.
Of course. Yeah, because like the thing that like sticks to me is Capital Screwface.
Yeah, I know the song you're talking about.
Yeah, like. And
Screwface Capital, she mixed it up.
Yeah. Oh, am I a fake fan? But like he's got, I think the lyrics is like something like 1 eye on my ops, 2 eyes on my friends, because at least with my ops man knows their intentions.
Yeah.
And it's like, obviously I don't have ops, but like when you're listening to it, it can still relate to your life in other ways other than how he's literally saying it. Like. That's such a good point because it's true. At least with people who you know you don't get along with, at least you know what they're trying to do.
You know what they're
about. With your friends, you don't 100% know.
Exactly.
So keep 2 eyes on them. So like things like that, I just always think I hear it and I think like, wow, that is like
big brain,
good lyrics.
There's another song which is part of that album.
I think Psycho.
No, not Psycho. He was telling a story about a lady that he met on the train. She got pregnant.
Yeah.
Leslie, was it Leslie? Leslie. Yeah. I don't know myself. I don't know myself no more. Bro, it was a story. Oh my days. I'm getting shivers already.
You know,
it was crazy.
You know what? I think with all the songs you guys mentioned, the opening song on that same album, Psycho, like where he's like, where you hear Tuesday, 23rd of January.
Oh, gee, bro. Oh, my days.
And you know what happens? I relate to that song so much simply because my middle name is David. So it's like, I'm here with David. And I just feel he's talking to me.
I'm in the chair.
It's like, you know, he starts off because he's like, quite literally just him talking to a therapist about like what's going on in his mind, just how he's been feeling, where his head is at. And it's like, that is so relatable. It's like, because a lot of people, unfortunately, don't have access to therapy. Like, they don't have access to a therapist. It's like, this is just a pseudo way. It's like, you know, you can understand he's talking about his struggles, how, you know, his mom had bills and all that. And he's just like really like, you know, so a lot of people would relate to that, except unfortunately they're not able to talk to a therapist. So it's like, you know, a form of pseudotherapy.
Yes, true. That is nice, man. Some people at the same time also shun therapy because they feel like there's very little that will come out of it because of it just being seen as a conversation. But being able to open yourself to someone, which should normally be your family. I always kind of say, like, you know, if you're able to open up to family, that would be your first, you know, circle of your first support bubble. But things are different for everybody. But when you go to therapy, these guys are trained, they're professionals, they've studied, you know, and they have all their ways to at least help you find what it is that you cannot see, you know what I mean? So coming out there and showing that at the start of the song, like the few seconds of the track, it's like, oh, okay. And then now you're trying to listen to what he's saying. You're trying to listen to what Dave's saying.
Yeah.
And everything is just like, boom, impact. Boom, impact. Then you hear like a little bar and you're just like, oh no, oh wow.
Hit the spot.
Like, it's crazy. Big ups to artists like Dave. Another artist I bring up, I don't know if you'd know him, or I'd be so happy if you did. Knox. Have you heard of Knox?
You know, I was actually going to mention Knox and like
Alpha House, Jubilee.
artists.
Oh my days. Knox is too much. No, I remember I was listening to him with one of my friends, Desmond. Big up Desmond, because Desmond has his own thing he's been doing for a while. Big time videographer. He go on tour. I don't remember, but I was seeing on like his socials. Bro, it was everywhere. Like day after day, probably maybe 2 days a day. But back to the story, we were just listening to one of Knox's albums that came out. It was called Alpha Place. And like it had his first song, Alpha House. And he was just talking about his area, like when they were kids. He had the opportunity to go try out at football. Just kind of like how, not really how he got into the hood, but just kind of how he was surrounded by that lifestyle. And you keep listening to other songs and you just appreciate that. Now, we've talked about the conscious and all that. We can go into the bops because we do have, you definitely.
Yeah, but I think before that, I think you were just mentioning all your favorite artists. So you said Dave. What were the other two?
Oh yes. Oh damn.
It's got to be Afrobeat. Oh, I don't know. Maybe like, okay, sometimes a bit controversial, but Rema. I think like,
okay, Rema, we'll take it.
I remember not liking Rema.
I don't like Rema for different reasons.
At the beginning, I felt like he was just, you know, I felt like it was just gibberish. Like, remember, maybe just like that, just maybe. Someone's gonna tell me he was saying something. I did not know. I remember I told my mom she's gonna laugh. I was like, she's speaking gibberish. I was shocked. I was upset. I can't even lie. I was at home, bro, like 2018. I didn't even know. I was like, no. And I liked the song after a while. Like, don't get me wrong. I'll be boxed into that stuff.
Okay, so we got. So you said Dave. You said Rema. Who's the last one?
Oh, Ashake.
Ashake
is my favorite.
What?
Ashake. That's what she's saying. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Sorry, I'm not Nigerian.
Oh my days, man. Stop
But I
bullying.
got it.
Yeah,
I got it. Ashake. You know what? Ashake.
He blew up quick, you know.
Blew up fast. Like there's no. You're like the third or fifth person I've heard mention Ashake. It's just like.
Really?
Everyone likes Ashake.
He's so good. I've seen him live twice.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Afro Nation.
Yeah.
And then I went to his concert in London in September.
Oh, sick.
And like Afro Nation, 10 out of 10.
Oh, okay. That's nice. That's nice. You know, but
Your top 3 now, my boy?
my top 3. Ooh, this is a good question. Oh no.
Question. Don't forget the question. Go ahead.
Bro, in terms of the top 3, that's a good one. That's a really, really good one. Okay, so initially when I was young, I had my top 3 was Drake, Rick Ross, 50 Cent.
Oh.
Yeah. But it's changed now. I'd say my top 3 now. That's a good one, actually. You know what? Okay, let me think. I'd say Pop Smoke. Gotta give big up Pop Smoke. Rest in peace. Top 3. I'll put Kendrick. Earl Sweatshirt. Do you guys know Earl?
Yeah. That's not
You know Earl? You know Earl? You know Earl?
Oh my days, man. Nice, bro.
bro.
That's such a good artist, bro.
Earl. Oh my gosh, I can start.
Wow.
Any. You know what? My friend Annie actually went and saw Earl and did a meet and greet, took pictures with him. I was like, and then he played unreleased music, bro.
Wow.
Like Earl, ever since he dropped when he was 16, bro. You know what? Him, Earl, Tyler the Creator, like, yeah, they were wild. Like, they were wild boys back in the day. But like Odd Future, that collective, the music that they used to put out was so lyric. Like, you would listen to what he's saying. It's like they put a beat and they're just talking to you. Especially Earl and Vince Staples. Bro, that, yeah. I in fact, change it. I probably put Earl at my number one.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I probably, Pop Smoke would probably be third. Actually, I don't even think Pop Smoke would be there.
I can't like clubs ruined Pop Smoke for me.
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Every
No.
time.
And then everyone just goes wild in the
They
middle.
have so many other songs they can play, you know, because his voice just gave that vibe, you know.
Yeah. Welcome to the pod.
Nah, not even just the hype ones, bro. Like other chill ones, you know. Pop Smoke was actually, nah, man, he was set up to be like a generational talent.
Yeah, he was
like,
going to be a generation.
Boy, hey, man, sometimes you don't play your cards right, but hey, you can still appreciate the music, because that's the thing. Like, it's like legacy. You know, it's like what you've left after. Because, you know, at the end of the day, you know, unfortunately, when you pass, you leave, you go with nothing. But for us that are still here, you've made music, or you've made art, or you've been in a movie, we can still appreciate. Another person I can use, for example, Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of people loved Black Panther. You know, I guess in terms of the Black community in America, everywhere probably in around the world, it brought some form of unity or form of representation. But people can appreciate him, or people now appreciate him more as he's passed. It's a bittersweet thing, because some people are kind of like, well, why are you appreciating him when he's not here? But come on, let's just be happy for the fact that he made some good work. Pop Smoke made some good music. You appreciate that. And that's all it is, you know what I mean? That's all it is, really. Oh, wow. Me, favorites, J. Cole, you already mentioned Kendrick. If I didn't have to mention Kendrick, I would say Masego. I don't know how, you know Masego?
Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
love Masego.
Yeah.
Story, actually, one of my friends, shout out Hamad. Hamad's living one of his best lives now. So he's vegan. I think he's still vegan, definitely. And he used to call himself the vegan dandy, or like the vegan dandelion or whatever. But it was a really chill guy, really fun guy. One of my closest friends during my foundation. And he put me on Masego. I remember the three of us, one of my other friends were just chilling. And he was like, you need to listen to this guy, Masego. You've heard Tadao.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Did you listen to the extended one? Like the full one, it's like a 6-minute video.
I don't think so.
He did it with KJR, the producer guy that was doing the beats for him.
Okay.
Did you just listen to the audio, or you watched like a video of it?
Yeah, I think I just listened to whichever versions on Spotify.
Check it on YouTube and just write Tadao Extended. You will love it.
Okay, I'll check
and that's what they put us on. From there, I was like, yeah, man, I love this Masego guy. And I just kept on listening. Sunday Vibes, Tadao, Lady. What's my favorite one now? My favorite one now is You Never Visit Me. That was a really nice one. That was from his new album, Masego. Literally his name. But that was a really good one. I was going to mention something about the fact that you played trumpet. Although you said you play like more of a classical genre, you guys have definitely seen, you know, those little band performances where they got the drums and the trumpets and all those things.
Yeah.
And they're like performing with energy. Oh my days, man. Do you ever think you'd want to do something like that? Just like in a marching band, just oh god. And it's so theatrical as well, man.
Yeah. No, it is. So I was also in Hampshire County Youth Brass Band.
Yeah.
Which was like there was like 50 of us all playing like all brass instruments, all like trumpets, tubas, everything.
Yeah.
And like an amazing percussion section as well. And they were like, most of like my really close childhood friends were in that band as well. And because we were a counter band, we got to go on tours. So we've been on tour in Prague, south of France, and Austria. And I think the Austria one was the one that's most like what you're describing. Like we were playing these like amazing, really energetic pieces, like right in the middle of the mountains where in scenes where Sounds of Music was performed. It was like, honestly, best memories.
Did you say Sound of Music?
Yeah, we
I
literally
am
played where
trying
that
to
was
paint
recorded.
this picture in
Bro,
my head.
you're
amazing.
painting, bro. It's there.
Yeah,
oh my
mountains,
days.
lakes, like sun
In
was
the
shining. It
mountains,
was
like
beautiful.
50 view, like
Yeah. And
Wow.
it was just
That's
like
so
live
eventful.
music. It was amazing. It was
That's
really amazing.
really eventful. You see, bro, that's so lively. Like,
yeah.
oh man, when you get into a hobby, you realize that there's so many branches.
Yeah, there's so many things you can do within that hobby. So, yeah, that was really cool.
Oh my days. If you were to play an instrument, broski, what would you play?
So I have played an instrument.
No. What would you play? Like, just
Thanks.
randomly.
Thanks.
We don't want to know about your past.
I played the drums, by the way. Thank you.
Yeah. He was.
Look, okay.
I knew you were gonna say drums as well.
Yes, everyone played the drums, in Nigerian
You know that
Sunday
little
school.
That little second that you just get the drums from the church guy. Bro, let me just show everybody.
No, I joined drums club. I did my part. My mom signed me up.
Oh yeah, okay, sick.
But if I was to choose an instrument, I'd go with the violin. Yeah, really? I feel like sometimes I like to stand in the crowd of people, just sit down, and play Mozart. I'm pretty sure the one that I'm talking about, that they always play with the movies when the plot twist happens, and it's like, like I don't know if I'm getting it right, but you get. Okay, has anyone seen Behind Our Eyes? Slightly off topic.
Probably not. Movie?
It's a TV series. Basically, the reason why I mentioned that is because they played the Mozart part in the plot twist where everything unravels, and it's like,
okay.
So sometimes I just like to sit down in the crowd and just like play Mozart in my ears and just feel like
you feel like something's happening.
The villain who's just revealed the plot twist somewhere like someone on the other side of the country, like
don't scare
and
yourself.
Then they realize it was me and I'm just sitting down,
bro. Don't be scaring yourself at the train station. Someone taps you, it's like, oh, excuse me. You just be there like, who are you?
Exactly. You just be like, I'm your father,
and he's just like, you've missed your train, sir. That's very random.
But yeah, so like I'd like to play violins because I just like the what is it, symphony? Mm-hmm. Is it the symphony?
I think like a symphony is like a orchestra.
I thought orchestra is like the thing you watch, like the orchestra.
People that play it.
Yeah, but you get the point.
I don't know.
Well, I can't explain it to you.
Wait. Okay, try and explain. What do you mean?
So the orchestra is like when you bring, I think if I'm correct, the right term is when you bring a bunch of violinists together and they play like a particular piece, maybe a piece of classical literature.
I guess there would be an orchestrator.
Yeah.
For whatever performance, you have, let's say, violinists. You might have some guys with violas, trumpets, and all those little things.
There we go.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's just like very classical, very old music. Mozart. Did Beethoven? No, Beethoven was the piano guy, was he not?
Beethoven. I think so, yeah.
Please, Faith, just tell me if I'm getting
watching this all unfold.
If I'm getting this wrong.
No, it's okay. Beethoven.
Yeah, Beethoven, he was the piano guy. Was he the piano guy? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yes, it was, bro. It was Beethoven.
Okay, thanks. So all that classical music. I don't know the actual titles to it, nor do I know the notes for it. If you showed me the script, it would be, I'm illiterate. I would not understand. But I just like how it sounds. I like the vibes that they give off because it's versatile. Yeah. It can give you happy, it can give you sad, it can give you sometimes like they also use Mozart for someone's like slowly unraveling mental state, and it's like in today's society a lot of people are having mental breakdowns and under the pressures of life, but it's just a way to just express that I'm not okay right now, but that is okay. I'm not always going to be 100, but that's all right because maybe one day I will be 100, just not today, probably tomorrow. But yeah, so I just like I'd say probably the violin.
Okay, cool. No worries, man. That's quite nice. I really just I like the classical musicians. I only just know the four, so it's Mozart, Beethoven, Bach, and Debussy. Thanks, Family Guy, because it ruined my life. You remember that? So this guy Peter comes in looking for music, and he's telling him about different ones, and he start. Yeah, I'm just gonna stop the joke there.
Yeah, probably should. Considering it's Family Guy.
All right, guys, we've had a lovely conversation. I say this is really good. It's been really, 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 really good. But as always, we try and still take it serious around the end. I wanted to ask just really quickly, you can summarize it, but everyone goes through struggles, and I want to believe as you perfect your skills or attempt to perfect your skills, as you learn, you go through hardships. Sometimes you struggle a lot more than you expected. So I wanted to know, how did you deal with struggles in relations to learning your craft or bettering your craft in terms of music? How did you come out of that?
I think obviously there's the actual learning, which just takes practice and dedication. But I think honestly, like the main thing that's kind of stood in my way of like getting what I want was like confidence. Just kind of also like being a Black woman and growing up in like a very white area. Like that's also like you don't realize it when you're young, but then when you look back you think like, oh, that's probably something that definitely affected my confidence. So I think just knowing now, like being secure in my own talent and like my own thing, like just knowing that I should put myself out there and things like that, just like backing myself more, I think
That's good.
probably the main thing.
Confidence is key. I'll tell you that. Confidence is key, because without that, like, you realize that you can't start doing anything, you know. We all go to the gym, so I'd use that as an example. You know, when you start off, you don't have a lot of confidence. I mean, not everyone has great genes from the beginning, so you start off having little confidence, and as you're gradually going, maybe you're making friends, maybe you're not, but as you begin to find your footing, you actually gain confidence as well. You don't really need validation like, hey, damn, you've gotten bigger after 2 weeks, but you will feel like, hey, I am improving, and you will be feeling a lot more confident because you've gone through, you know, the repetitions and coming down there and being consistent. So when it comes to stuff like music, confidence is definitely crucial, because I don't know, I feel like I want to believe that everything is quite competitive. Even if you are learning with a bunch of people, you still want to be seen as, you know, the ones that learn the best, you know what I mean? Because then you probably gain a lot more benefits from that. I will also say that young people should really find the best, you know, or try to make the best out of their time, because that's how you pick hobbies. I was saying that earlier. Make the best out of your time so that you can find your potential, so that you can find what you enjoy. At the end of the day, some of us study, some of us don't, but you have to have something that will differentiate you from everyone else. And if you allow yourself to stay meekly, I mean, fair enough, you most likely still be alive, but how many times would you be happy enough to speak of your success when all you know is, you know, surface level? I always say shoot for the stars, have an aspiration, you know, because that's what defines you. It's unique to you. Even if there's so many other people playing the guitar, you have that special riff that no one else knows, you know, until they copy it and stuff like that. But then you patent it.
Copy, right?
Yeah, true. Even when they copy, you're still unique, you know. So having that opportunity is always a great feeling, but being able to back it up, like back up your skills or your skills with confidence. Come on, you're pushing mountains, man. You're pushing mountains. Okay, you got any questions before I close this off?
So I just wanted to find out. So where would you see yourself in just regards to everything that you're doing, considering the fact that you are kind of in the process of doing two separate pathways? You know, you're doing your accounting degree and you're also doing, you know, your musical talents. Where would you see yourself together in the next 5 years?
Next 5 years. Well, hopefully graduated.
Yeah.
Should graduate 2026. So probably in an accountant job. But I mean, this is the start of me kind of putting myself out there as a musician. So I'll probably see where things go with that. Hopefully, like make more connections. So I don't know. In terms of music, I hope somewhere at least doing like events on the weekend, maybe things like that. Podcasts I've really enjoyed today. But like, yeah, we'll see where music takes me. But probably, as I, like, before music started, probably as an accountant.
Well, at least at the end of the day, as long as you continue to pursue, your musical passion, because clearly you have a musical talent. You are a bit musically gifted. I personally cannot play instruments. I can't sing. I can't dance. My mind's more of video games and work. But, as long as you continue, no matter where you become as an accountant, as long as you continue to pursue your dreams, and that goes to you guys as well, you may have a talent out there somewhere. You could be a good swimmer, a runner, a jumper. You may even know how to rap or freestyle. But please pursue your talents, guys. And yeah.
Exactly. And now, do you have anything you'd like to say to us, to the beautiful people?
Any last words?
Not that.
No, I think just, really like relaying the message, just really chase after what you want to do, and also don't be scared. I think that's another thing, actually. Don't be scared of what other people are going to think. There's always going to be haters, but like that actually doesn't matter. Like, just do what you think is cool.
Yeah. 100%. You need the haters. It's like feel for that nice car.
Yes.
You need it.
Yeah.
You need it. So you just keep it going, because like, even still, going back to that little verse, at least your haters are intentional. Another thing, keep your plans to yourself. Don't share everything with everybody, because not everyone has your best intention, because when you now realize that it was the ones really close to you that didn't believe in you or messed up your plans, it does break confidence, because it's like, oh damn, did I mess up in making friends? Did I pick the wrong people? Because some people realize that after 7 years, imagine 7 years, 7 times 3, 6, 5, and you find out that just one person isn't the right person, or they didn't value you the same way you valued them, or they even just misused you, manipulated you. A lot of people go through that, and it's a big confidence shaker. So always be careful of what you put out to others. If you know you have something, you do it. You do it in silence. It comes out. And those that appreciate it will appreciate it, especially when it's your talent and when it's something you've worked on. Nothing easy, Everything pays. Nothing pays like hard work. And there was one other thing. I don't think I've ever said this before. It's like a nice little proverb there. They say like hard work or success has lots of friends and family. Like, everyone knows success. But failure is an orphan.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that one.
Failure is an orphan. When you start messing up, no one's ever going to be around. The people tell you, oh, well, next time was cool. And they're all gone. They're looking for the next person to be like, damn, I was there when he said he wanted to do this stuff, Like, everyone's ready to ride that train. But for you, just have that confidence, because you then be able to pick yourself back on and you keep going. You keep going for you. But that is everything, guys. I think that's everything. We're all good, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. That's everything, guys. Thank you very much for listening to Lion in the Room. That has been Faith. Thank you very much for coming onto the podcast. Really appreciate that. It's been lovely. Take care, guys. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Hug your mom. Talk to your dad. Take care. God bless you. Lion in the Room. Peace.
Bye.